American Nightclub Television started broadcasting live music events for free over 7 years ago. ANC-TV understands the band mentality. Work all day, practice at night, and when it comes down to it, get on stage and knock it out of the park come showtime. ANC-TV is dedicated to local bands, and right now, ANC-TV is on a nationwide search for the best live band in America. The first of 72 live play-in shows will be held right here in DFW on May 31st at Stroker's Ice House in Dallas. The show starts at 11 a.m. with 6 bands playing, including Eclipse, an American rock band with incredible rhythms and dominating vocals, and Adriana, a former contestant on American Idol, X Factor, and The Voice. Also performing will be Stone Age, Darkest Before Dawn, Texas Underground, and Last Call. It's the ANC-TV Nationwide Search Show, May 31st at Stroker's Ice House, 9304 Harry Hines Boulevard in Dallas. ANC-TV, created by musicians for musicians. Get more info at anctv.us.
Welcome to the American Music segment of the show.
And the American Music segment of the show is sponsored by ANC-TV and is going to feature a different band every week from different parts of the country. And these are people, as a matter of fact, we're starting this very first episode here with Sunspot music from Madison, Wisconsin. Because back in 2010, when I was still a little broadcaster learning how to do all this TV stuff, they stopped by. They took a trip from Wisconsin all the way to Dallas, Texas, and back, hitting small venues. It's a 3-piece band. I walked into Lakewood Bar and Grill, and these guys were just tearing it up on stage. I've been in love with them ever since, and I couldn't think of a better band to start episode 1 of the American Ideal, the American Music segment, than with the people that inspired the ANC-TV's national tour, which we're about to undertake, which is, again, inspired by Sunspot Music and their trek from Wisconsin to Texas and back.
All right, I believe we got Sunspot Music on the line. Is that the case?
Yeah, we're right here.
Hey,
Yeah,
fantastic, fantastic.
This is Mike from Sunspot right here.
All right.
Hi, Mike, Jim Long, and, of course, our host, Mr. Brian Malatesta.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Brian. We got Ben on the line, too, our guitar player. Ben, say hi.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, we're thrilled to have you guys here. So let's jump right to it. Sunspot. That is just a interesting name. Can you tell us about the name of the band?
Yeah, well, sunspots are the coolest, darkest, most mysterious parts of the sun. You know, we can't, and they interfere with electromagnetic radiation. They interfere with radio waves on Earth. Sunspots get in the way. And there's no better description of what we're trying to do as a band than to get in the way of the mainstream, get in the way of what's really, of the regular stuff, and create something that's new and that's fun and magnetic in its own kind of way.
That is totally awesome. And so, Sunspot Music, what kind of music? You know, if you had to, I know I don't like putting people into boxes, but if I asked you, what kind of music do you guys play? What would you tell me?
Go ahead, Ben.
So I would say, we got kind of punk rock work ethic with like geek lyrics, guitar solos, big drums. We like to make a lot of noise. We write about stuff that make people think, but and make them feel, but still have a lot of fun doing it. Have a lot of fun on stage.
So where do you get the inspiration for your music from the music side, and then where do you get your inspiration for the lyrics?
Well, I'll do the lyrics first, and I'll let Ben talk about the music.
Sure.
But lyrically, a lot of the inspiration just comes from everyday life, and everyday life is as a musician or as an entertainer that's trying to do something different in a world that's trying to punish people who are doing something different.
Very cool.
And
Very cool.
And also, I mean, we all get fed a ton of information, and the internet's a wonderful thing, but it's also a strange IV drip full of crap that we get all the time. and trying to find truth and emotion and things and words that will connect to people through that kind of noise is kind of where we're coming from lyrically. And maybe Ben can talk a little bit about what we try to do musically.
Yeah, sure. Some of our big influences would be like Green Day, Van Halen, Metallica. We all grew up on old school metal, punk, that sort of stuff, and we've got a lot of electronic influences these days.
Right.
That we're really enjoying writing music you can dance to, as well as have fun to.
It makes you move.
To feel to. Yeah, there you go. So we're infusing elements of that too. Rolling it all into one.
Awesome. So we're going to play one of your songs, and I believe the song has to do with a town. If I understand the story, it's the name of a town in Russia. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, Tunguska.
Oh, all right, Tunguska.
Yeah, tell us about that song real quick before we launch it here.
The Tunguska event of 1917 is when a meteorite hit, just above the ground, and it destroyed like 1,000 times what the atomic bomb did over Hiroshima, and it was like a little apocalypse. It killed so many animals, and it might have killed some people like who were living in the frontier of Russia at that point. But the thing is, it was a little apocalypse, but the Earth survived, humanity survived, everything was fine. And so we have these things that happen to us in our lives, whether it be a heartbreak, you lose your job, or something bad happens to you, or maybe you're just having a case of the Mondays. That's a little apocalypse, but it's something we can get over. And it's just a little, like Tunguska, it's a little heartbreak, but it's something you can beat.
That is fantastic. Mike and Ben from Sunspot Music. For our listeners, sunspotmusic.com. We also have them right there at the AmericanIdeal.net. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We're going to roll the tape here and go right to your song, and we appreciate you guys coming on the American Segment Show.
Thank you, guys.
Here we go. Sunspotmusic.com. Tunguska. Love it, guys. Love it.
Crank it up and break the knob off.
Came out of nowhere, hit my blind side, served me right. Well, I guess it served me right. And I was unaware and tongue-tied, left on the ropes with no antidote. And I thought the world was going to end. I couldn't speak, my stomach dropped. I blew up in my mouth as you delivered the knockout. My mind was in some sort of state of shock. When you broke the bond 1,000 times and at a pop, I was blown away just like Tunguska. Blasted by a fireball, there's only shadow on the wall. Just another meaningless, second-rate apocalypse. Too hot inside me, skin on fire, couldn't bear it, but I couldn't escape it. Angry and paralyzed, like the air can't reach my lungs, completely knocked back, completely gobsmacked. And I thought the world was going to end. I couldn't speak, my stomach dropped. And I was screaming yet when you made good on all your threats. My mind was in some sort of state of shock. When you broke the bond 1,000 times and at a mark, I was blown away just like Tunguska. Blasted by a fireball, there's only shadow on the wall. Just another meaningless, second-rate apocalypse. Global killer.
Hey, the American Ideal Radio Show. That was Sunspot Music, finishing out the music segment. This is Brian Malatesta, your host. One show down. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of us. Don't forget, politicians and diapers have one thing in common. They need to be changed, and for the same reason. See you next week, guys. Hang in there. America's a great country. Praise God that we're in this country.
Have you tried quitting smoking, but you're having a tough time with it? Do you find it hard to enjoy yourself with your family or at a public event? Well, then maybe it's time you try an electronic cigarette. You've seen them around. E-cig enthusiasts enjoy the act of smoking without the smoke or odor of traditional tobacco cigarettes. But there are tons of products on the market, so it's not something you just want to pick up at a gas station. You need to talk to the experts at Vapored in Richardson. They know what you're going through, and they'll walk you through the learning process. Vapored provides their clientele with the product knowledge and prices they need to keep them satisfied. So if you're ready to take the next step, stop by Vapored in Richardson and give it a try. You'll find Vapored at 2131 Buckingham Road at Jupiter, or visit them online at benvapored.com. BEENVAPORED.com. Visit Vapored in Richardson.